Hey guys, it is time for the buzzword for the day. And if you've been around me for any length of time, which some of you haven't really been around me, but those that are around me and know me know that I do not like silence. There's one thing you can do to me to punish me if you're mad at me, and that is not to speak to me. That really gets under my skin. That really starts to gnaw at me and annoy me. And I'm like, will you talk to me already? And I don't know that some of y'all are probably like that too. But there are others of y'all that probably enjoy silence and would probably wish people would shut up, right? Some of y'all are like that. I bet you are. But me, I like for people to speak to me. I don't like it when people aren't speaking. And there's sometimes in our lives when we feel like God isn't speaking to us, don't we? We feel like, would you just speak to me already? But what I want us to see today is that God is speaking to us. And there are two specific kinds of God speaking, or God's revelation to us, revealing himself to us. And there's the general revelation, the general unveiling of God, the general uh, speaking of God to us, and that is through creation. When you see a sunset, you see the moon come out, you look at nature, you see the complexity within nature, you go for a hike, and you look out from atop the mountain and you see this, the tops of the trees and the breeze blowing, and you just say wow. And that is God speaking to us, because when we look at creation, we look at the beautiful lakes and many of the national parks that we have in America and even all over the world. We see preserved for us God's voice. And most of y'all that know me, some of y'all know me, know that I'm very big on conservation. I'm very big on nature and trees and just lakes, and being outdoors just really inspires me and really speaks to my heart. And one of the reasons why is because when I see nature, and when nature is preserved, that's us preserving the revelation of God to man. We cannot look at creation without being compelled to say there is a God out there. But when you think of general revelation, it's very limited. It tells you some information about God. There is a God. He is creative. He is intelligent, because there's intelligent design. And we see those general things about God in creation. But what we do not see through creation is we do not see the very nature of God and God's will for us, and what God desires of his creation. That is why we need special revelation, which is the Word of God. So we see in general revelation there is a God, and we know that. Even the book of Romans tells us that we know that just by looking at nature. We know that intuitively that there is a God, in so much that we are without excuse. We can't say God didn't speak to us, because God has. But apart from that, God has also revealed himself to us in his word. We know there is a God. We know that he communicates with us. Where is this communication from God found? And it is found in the Word of God. Through the 66 books of the Bible, God is speaking to you, and God is revealing himself to you. You want to know what God's like? He has told us in his word. We see how he his nature in his interaction with man. And I want to leave us with a psalm here, because this psalm really captures both general revelation, God's speaking to us in creation, and his special revelation, speaking to us through his word. And it's Psalm 19. And one way to remember this is Psalm 119 is all about the word of God. And it is the longest psalm and the longest chapter in the Bible. So that's all I remember. Psalm 19 is talking about general revelation and special revelation. So remember that. It says the heavens declare the glory of God. So the creation is speaking, and the skies above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pour out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and the circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. Now, that's the general revelation. Creation is speaking to us. Verse 7, the law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoice in the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them, there is great reward. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden thoughts. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. So when we think about the fact that God is speaking to us through his wonderful creation, and as we study science, science is not the enemy of faith. Science confirms our faith because we look at the intricate design of creation. We study the universe. We see the solar system. We see the stars, and we understand that those stars are light from many, many light years away. And how wonderful is our God. Not only that, he has spoken to us through his word. What is our response to God speaking? We see it in verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. That is our response to God speaking to us. That is your word for the day. I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy life. Love the Lord. And I'm going to buzz off. See ya.